All right, welcome to Hutch. That speaker is really loud here. As the puck comes out, Hutch grabs it. Swartz tries to push it forward. Hutch slams it or shuts it back in. Whoa! And Lensmeyer lost her stick in the wall. Just went dang, 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 dang. So Hutch has it now. They're going to send it out to their point. Point goes down the middle, takes a shot, stopped by Hansen. And puck comes out of the zone. It's Hutch. Goes to send it back in. Thielen sends it across ice. And Mead. Now picked up by St. John. And Hutch sends it back in. Wirtz grabs it. And she's going to bring it up ice. Gets it across center ice. Now dumps it down. Sends it down into the zone. Hutch grabs it. Goes to bring it out of the zone. And Kornick grabs it. Sorry, I'm trying to adjust this so we can get up and over the top of some heads here. Kornick goes to bring it into the zone. Hess knocks it towards the middle. As Hutch sends it down into their zone. Wimmer chases after her. She's going to pick it up behind the net. And here she comes up the ice. Around a couple players, now into the zone. It's taken out. She sends the puck behind the net. Lensmeyer goes over there and tries to get it out of there. Wimmer knocks it back to Wirtz. Wirtz from the point. Fires one down, takes a shot, deflected into the boards. Wirtz with the rebound. Goes around one player, sends it over to Lilly. And that one's going to get sent down ice as Wirtz will chase. And they'll get icing with 12:34 left in this first period of play. Wish I could have got that on camera. As Kinley tripped up the steps coming in front of us here. Puck comes back behind the net. Hutch has it now, trying to clear it out of the zone. Sent out to neutral ice. Mead's going to pick it up. She'll bring it across the line. She stops. Gets sent into the boards. And Hutch goes to push it up. Wirtz races back for it. Uses the board, sends it over to Olmscheid. Olmscheid to St. John. And Hutch goes to bring it up from neutral ice into the zone. Comes up, takes a shot, stopped by Hansen, and we get a whistle with 11:39 left in this first period. As Wimmer faces off, puck comes back to Rugemer. Rugemer trying to push it forward. Hutch grabs it and sends it back behind the net. Now Rugemer sends it over to Maddie. Maddie gets it out to neutral ice. Now into the zone. As Wimmer trying to battle it out, comes out with the puck. She tries to go around a player, has it knocked out. And now here comes Hutch up the ice. Rugemer grabs the puck from the back ice here, sends it over to Cornick. Cornick trying to get it out of there, but Hutch is right there. There's a shot, stopped by Hansen. Rebounded by Wimmer. Wimmer bringing it up ice, gets it to neutral ice, now brings it into the zone. Tries to send one down, has it deflected. Hutch knocks it out and goes for the center ice as Wimmer skates by and sends it back into the zone. Hutch grabs it now and is going to bring it up. Works with it now behind the net. Sends it up to Homscheid. Homscheid over across to Lensmeyer. Lensmeyer around one player now brings it into the zone. She comes up, sends one down, deflected by the goalie. Rebounded by Hutch. Lensmeyer comes in, steals it away. Lensmeyer with it now as it knocked away. And Hutch brings it up and out of the zone. Thielen gets in there. She steals it away, sends it back over to Wirtz. Wirtz up to Mead. Mead's going to push it forward, now into the zone. Mead gets taken down behind the net. Puck still loose. As St. John tries to get it, but Hutch grabs it and sends it out. Now they're in neutral zone. Bringing it into their zone. Comes up for a centering pass, takes a shot, and in. Hutch will take a lead. As St. John faces up, puck goes back to Cornick. Cornick tries to push it up. Now back to St. John again. St. John up to Thielen. Thielen trying to push it forward. Puck comes back to Cornick, and Cornick nabs it down into the zone. 8:34 left in this first period of play. As Hutch goes to bring it up, stolen away there by Wimmer at neutral ice. Now she's going to skate into the zone. Comes around, comes up, takes a shot and in. Wimmer answers with a goal. Puck comes in, Wimmer with it now. Has it knocked away. And here comes Hutch up the ice. Knocked over by Rugemer. Rugemer gets it to Homscheid. Homscheid sends it across over to Maddie. Maddie sends it back into Cornick. Cornick splits the defenders. Now she's going to bring it up ice. Gets across the blue line, sends one down, bounces. Stopped by their goalie. Homscheid getting in there, trying to rebound it. As Lensmeyer sends it back down. Hutch with it now. Now Lensmeyer knocks it out of the way. Puck goes out front. Oh, it's just sitting out there like a little sandwich ready to go down the pipe. Just couldn't get there in time. As the goalie taps that one behind the net. Hutch goes to bring it up the ice. Puck's loose again. As Hutch gets to it. Now back to Wirtz. Wirtz goes around one defender. Uses the boards, tries to go around another one. And they're going to call offsides. on River Lakes. 6:52 remaining in this first period of play. 1-1 tie with 6:52 remaining in the first period. Lensmeyer faces off. Puck goes over to Hutch. Hutch goes to bring it up into the zone. Their point fires one down, rebounded by Mead. Hutch gets it back, sends it out to their high post. Sends one down, tried to block that one by Wirtz. Now loose is Olivia trying to get it out of there. Puck's loose at neutral ice. And Hutch gets it and sends one down, stopped by Hansen. Now Wimmer comes off the bench. She's going to go to bring it up ice. She's got some open room again. Here she comes into the zone. Tries to get a shot off, has it deflected. Hornet keeping it in the zone. Now gets it to St. John. St. John sends it over to Wimmer. Wimmer sends one down, blocked, covered by their goalie, and we get a whistle with 5:46 remaining in the first period. Puck comes out to neutral ice, picked up by Cornick. Cornick goes to send it down into Wimmer. Wimmer trying to keep it in the zone as Hutch tries to block it. Sends it down. Hutch tries to send it out of the zone. Now they get it out to neutral ice and knock it down deep. Picked up by Cornick. Hutch picks it up at the point, skates up a little bit, takes a shot, blocked by Wimmer. Wimmer looking for the pass, and she decides she's going to take it up. Tries to go through a couple players there, but has it plucked away. As Thielen checks on, along with Olmscheid. And Hutch sends it into the zone. Picked up by Wirtz behind the net. She'll send it up to Maddie. Maddie goes to bring it up ice now into the zone. She gets taken out into the wall. No call there. That one's going to get knocked out of the zone as Mead tries to get there. Maddie grabs it, tries to backhand it over to Thielen. There's finally a slash or a trip, whatever they're going to call, as Mead goes after that puck. They're calling the slash. So that's going to be a River Lakes power play. Brought to you by the Wash House of Painesville. Get your vehicle and your dog washed at the same time if you want. They have the pet wash there. As Hutch is able to clear the zone, sends it down to the other end with 4:04 remaining. Puck comes out to Lensmeyer. Lensmeyer tries to tap it forward, has it stolen away. And Hutch goes to bring it into the zone. Puck behind the net to Cornick. Cornick tries to get it out of there. Hutch there, steals it away. Now Cornick gets it back. Cornick goes to push it forward, gets it out to neutral ice. And Hutch sends it back down in. Picked up now by Wimmer. Wimmer bringing it up ice. Gets it across. Now into the zone, trying to send it down deep. Gets tied up. And the puck comes out of the zone to neutral ice where Wirtz picks it up. She tries to send it down, and Hutch sends it back. 3:10 remaining, 53 seconds left in this power play. As Olmscheid now has it, she uses the boards, trying to send it down into the zone. She's going to chase to try and get there. Hutch grabs it. And they're able to clear it out to neutral ice where Wirtz is ready. She picks it up, skates in, tries to go around a player. Hutch grabs it and sends it back down. 30 seconds left in the power play. Puck over to Thielen. And Hutch steals it away, sends it back. Wirtz is going to pick it up behind the net. She'll send it up to Maddie. Sneaks by Maddie, goes out to neutral ice. Goes down into our zone. And Thielen goes to chase. Mead gets down there also. Puck's loose out front. Thielen with the backhand. Just almost had the backhand there as that popped up in the air. Now Lensmeyer comes in, picks it up. She's looking for options, has it behind the net. Skates out, sends it to Kornick at the point. Point sends it down and in. Kornick with the goal from the point. As her parents walked in just in time. If you look in the back there, we'll zoom in. There's Millie's parents as they walked in just as she scored that goal. River Lakes take a 2-1 lead over Hutch with 2 minutes remaining. Wimmer sends the puck back to Rugemer. Rugemer sends it up to Kornick. Now into the zone as Hutch steals it away. Here they come up the zone, or up the ice. Tapped away by Kornick. Then Lensmeyer sends it out to neutral ice. Hutch tries to send it down, stopped by Kornick. Kornick trying to clear it out of the zone. Scoring for River Lakes, number 36, Millie Kornick. As that one was tapped by Lensmeyer. Now race down there by Wimmer. Now Lensmeyer's going to grab the puck. Sends it back to Wimmer. Wimmer out to Rugemer. Rugemer from the point. She's going to send one down. Tapped there by Lensmeyer. Stopped by their goalie with 1:10 remaining. Hutch brings it up ice. Sends it over. Rugemer backhands it. Tries to get it over to Kornick. Now trying to clear it out of the zone. Just under a minute to play in this first period. As Rugemer sends it up to Olmscheid. Olmscheid's going to bring it across center ice. Has it tipped away by Hutch. 45 seconds remaining. Puck's at neutral ice. Hutch sends it down deep. Wirtz will chase. She tries to send it out to Olmscheid. Olmscheid taps it out to neutral ice. Now picked up by St. John. St. John taps it, gets it back to Maddie. Now dumped down into the zone. 25 seconds remaining as Olmscheid goes into the boards, gets tied up with one of the Hutch players. And here comes Hutchinson up the ice. Cross neutral zone, now into the zone. Comes up, takes a shot up and over the top of Hansen. Now puck down here in front of us, 5 seconds remaining. Comes out to Mead at neutral ice. And that should end the period with the Stars up 2-1 over Hutchinson. All right, back for second period. As Hutch goes to bring it up the ice. Lensmeyer trying to clear it out, gets it over to Olmscheid. Olmscheid taps it forward. And that's going to be icing on River Lakes. Lensmeyer to face off. She's got Wirtz, Olmscheid, Thielen, and who did I miss? Mead on the ice with her. Puck out to neutral ice. Sent down into the zone, picked up by Wirtz. Wirtz turns, brings it around. She's going to bring it into the zone. Back to Thielen. Thielen knocks one down. Puck's loose out front. Tap towards the boards by Hutch. Now Lensmeyer takes a shot. Or Hess takes a shot. And rebounded and in by Mead, I believe. And River Lakes will take a 3-1 lead over Hutch. As Mead getting the rebound and the goal. Assist by Hess, I believe. St. John comes out to face off. She has Maddie and Hess, Tiana and Akerson on the ice with her. As the puck comes out to neutral ice. Now brought into the zone. Picked up by Akerson. Akerson trying to send it out to Maddie. Took a bounce off the boards and just got past her. She gets it back here. Here comes Maddie up the ice. Now into the zone. Dumps it down into the corner. As St. John's able to keep that one in the zone. Now back out as Tiana trying to send it back in. That one's going to get sent down. And they'll get icing with 13:06 left in the second. We got 10 shots on goal for River Lakes. 4 shots on goal for Hutch. As Lensmeyer goes to face off. Puck comes back to Mead. Mead tries to send one down, has it deflected into the boards. Now Hutch trying to push it up the ice, sends it down. Wirtz will chase as the puck rolls on in. Wirtz turns, redirects, tries to send it out, has it intercepted there by Hutch. But they get it back, and now here comes Jansky up the ice. Brings it across neutral ice. Stops, redirects, goes for a centering pass, has it picked off. As she gets it back, keeping it in the zone. Sends it to Lil Lee. And then Hutch grabs it and sends it down, and that should wobble for an icing. 12:16 left in the second. As St. John faces off, puck comes out. Sent down into the corner for Thielen. As Hutch trying to get it out of there. Dickerson skates up, is able to keep it in the zone. Goes for a centering pass, but Hutch steals that one away, and here they come up the ice. Cross neutral, now into the zone. Tries to get a move, has it deflected. St. John's going to pick it up, bring it into the zone. Hutch grabs it away from her. Hutch trying to clear it out, sends it down over to Akerson. Akerson sends it across to Tiana. Tiana brings it into the zone. Now loose, brings it out. Hess has it. Thielen sends it across to Akerson. Akerson dumps it down into the zone. Hutch sends it back out. Akerson gets it back, tries to send it across. Forgot to send the puck with. And Tiana there will get it. Trying to clear it out of the zone as Hess grabs it, sends it out of the zone. She's going to turn. She's going to push it up. Sends it across over to Jansky. Jansky picks it up along the board, stops, looks for options, turns. Now skates up, comes up, takes a shot, deflected. Gets her own rebound, sends it out to Mead. Mead from the point, turns, sends one down, blocked by their goalie. Wirtz gets it now. Wirtz goes for a centering pass. Nobody was home. Now Maddie scoots over for it. She's going to send one down. That one off of Hess's stick or skate. Hutch is going to get it back with 10:29 remaining. Jansky comes in, steals the puck away. She has it behind the net. Hutch snaps that one back. Puck's loose out front. Now knocked out to Mead. Mead from the point. Turns, sends one down. Stopped by one of the Hutch players. Now rebounded and sent out of the zone as Wirtz has it at neutral ice. She's going to turn, skates in, goes around one player. Now backhands one towards the net, has it deflected. Puck's loose into the corner. Now picked up by Lensmeyer. Lensmeyer sends it back to Mead. Mead sends one down, has it deflected into the boards. And that one's going to sneak by. And Hutch sends it down into the zone with 9:35 left in the second period. Hutch able to keep it in their zone. River Lake's trying to clear it out. Hutch going for a centering pass off of the skate, but stopped by Hansen. Hutch with it again, trying to push it towards the net. Lensmeyer backhands it out. Their point sends it back down in. Tiana's going to come out with it. Skates across neutral ice, gets tripped, and they don't call anything. And that one's going to get knocked down. They have some open ice. As Hansen comes out, covers it with 8:39 remaining in the second period. St. John goes to face off, comes back to Hutch. Hutch sends one down. Into the corner it goes. Akerson bodies up, gets the puck into the opposite corner as Wirtz goes to chase. She's going to pinch along the boards. Puck comes back to Akerson. Akerson uses the board, sends it out. Their point stops, fires one down, and just snuck by Hansen. And Hutch will come back with one more goal, and it's a 2-3 game. St. John to face off. Puck goes back into our zone, but Hutch grabs it. As Akerson sends it across over to Wirtz. Wirtz to Thielen. Thielen trying to get a centering pass. Now back out to Akerson. She's going to skate up, sends one down, blocked by their goalie. Rebounded by Thielen. Thielen back to St. John. As Hutch goes to try and clear it out of the zone. They get it out to neutral ice. Now come into the zone, met by Akerson. She taps that one away as Wirtz grabs it. Sends it up to St. John. Now to Hess. Hess knocks it down deep into the zone. We'll get a line change. Maddie trying to knock it back into the zone. That one's going to sneak by. Tiana was right there to knock it back. Now it's going to get brought back into the zone by Hutch. Met by Mead. Shot there, blocked by, rebounded and put in. I don't know if it was a goal or they call it a no goal. They were celebrating, but they called it a no goal. As Tiana sends it forward to Jansky. Jansky goes to the top, knock it down into the zone. 6:34 left in this second period. And as Jansky knocks that one away, turns, goes to bring it up, back up ice, uses the board, sends it down into the zone. Mead pushes it down into the zone. Puck's loose, comes back to Lensmeyer. Lensmeyer sends one down, deflected by their goalie. Excuse me. Gets the rebound. Sends it out to Wirtz. Wirtz from the point. She'll fire one down, deflected into the boards, rebounded by Thielen. Now Olmscheid. And Hutch sends it back out, picked up by Wirtz. Wirtz goes to skate it back in. Loses it, but it comes back to Mead. Mead's going to tap one down. Just goes past as Thielen tries to chase for it. Hutch trying to clear it out of the zone. Gets it back to Mead. Mead taps it down, but it's going to sneak past. Now she's going to turn and send it back out. Picked up by Hutch. Hutch turns, brings it back into the zone. Tap towards the boards by Mead. Now Wirtz is going to pick it up behind the net with 5:06 remaining. Wirtz sends it forward to St. John. St. John goes to push it into the zone. As it's stolen away by Hutch. And they're going to skate up with it now. Bring it into the zone, met by Wirtz, who taps it away. Now Tiana gets it. She's going to try backhanding it back to Wirtz. Wirtz clears it out of the zone, intercepted there by Maddie. But then sent back into the zone, and that one's going to be called offsides with 4:36 left in the second period. Lensmeyer to face off. Puck goes back to Akerson. Akerson tries to push it forward. Lensmeyer grabs it, trying to get it out from neutral ice there. Lilly tapping that one away now. Jansky picks it up, and they're going to call offsides as Lilly went in just a smidge early. River Lakes will face off here as Lensmeyer goes to face off. Puck drop. Lensmeyer knocks it back to Akerson. Akerson turns, sends it deep into the zone. Jansky gets it, tries to send it back, and Hutch knocks it out of the zone. Akerson will chase. 4 minutes remaining. Puck goes over to Tiana. She's going to push her forward. Has it stolen away there by Hutch. And they're going to call offsides as they were trying to do a line change. And it was offsides as she went into the zone. 3:46 left in the second period. Thielen to face off. Puck goes over to Hutch. Hutch grabs it from neutral ice. They're going to turn and dump it down into the zone. Wirtz picks it up behind the net. Gives it to Thielen. Thielen skates it up. Gets it out of the zone. And Hutch will steal it back at neutral ice. Then Mead tries to send it back. A little back and forth at neutral ice. Now Hutch knocks it deep into the zone. Mead will chase. Sends it to Wirtz. Wirtz back to Mead. Now Mead's going to push it up. Brings it across neutral ice. Now into the zone. Gets pinched along the boards. As Wirtz tries to come up and help. And the puck's loose as St. John goes to chase along with Jansky. Puck knocked into the corner. Mead comes in for it. Trying to push it forward. As Hutch gets it back, takes a shot and in. A loose puck there, picked up by Hutch, and they sent it home. And we're all knotted up at 3. 2:32 left in the second period as St. John goes to face off. Hess, Jansky off to her sides along with Tiana and Akerson in the back. Puck pushed forward to Jansky. Jansky brings it into the zone. Turns, comes up, takes a shot, buzzes the front of the tower. That one's going to sneak by Tiana. Now pushed into the zone. Puck's going to come around to St. John. She goes for a centering pass to Hess. Has it deflected. Puck comes back to Akerson. She's going to fire one down. Stopped and covered by their goalie with 1:55 remaining. Just for your reference at home, these heaters in this place are amazing, as I'm starting to sweat standing underneath here. As Tiana sends one down, Linsmeyer goes to try and pick it up. Puck comes back as Thielen checks on. She goes to push it into the zone. Linsmeyer comes over to help. Goes for a centering pass. Oh, almost tipped in there by Thielen. Now out to Akerson. Akerson from the point is going to fire one down. Stopped by their goalie. It's a nice shot there by Akerson from the point. As Hutch trying to clear it out of the zone with 1:02 remaining.
1 minute remaining in the second period.
Back to Akerson. She's going to skate up. Stops, goes around one player. Comes up, fires. Oh, almost picked that corner. Just blocked. She's going to get the puck back. Tries for another one. That one deflected. Goes behind the net. And it's going to get out of the zone as Maddie picks it up at neutral ice. Tries to send it in. Now we'll reset as Hutch goes to bring it up. 29 seconds remaining. Puck's going to go down. Stopped there by Hansen. 25.4 seconds left in this second period. Tied up 3-3. As Jansky goes to face off, Mead and Wirtz and Olmshay and Thielen on the ice for the Stars. And as Thielen's tied up along the boards, Jansky comes in, knocks it down deep, 15 seconds remaining. Puck comes up, 7 seconds remaining. Out to Wirtz. Wirtz tries to send one down. And that'll end the second period. All knotted up 3-3. We'll be back for third period. All right, we're going to start off this third period of play. As the puck goes down into the zone, Hutch tries to chase, but Barton is there to bring it up the ice. She uses the boards, knocks it down deep into the zone. And there's a 4 hockey player pile up in the corner. As the puck comes back to Wirtz, Wirtz goes to fire one down, tipped. Lensmeyer tries to get in there. As the puck's going to sneak out of the zone. They just keep running into each other all over the place out here. It's like an ice storm in the south on the roadways. As the puck's going to come out, Hutch picks it up behind the net. Now it comes on out. Their point tries to fire one down, buzzes past the side of the tower there. As Hansen was ready for it. Now over to Barton. Barton gets it to Wirtz. Wirtz goes to bring it up ice. Sends one down, deflected. Sent into the corner. Rebounded by Hutch. They're going to turn and try and bring it up ice. Brings it across neutral ice. Now into the zone. Skates up, tries to get a shot off. Another pile up in front of the net. It's all pinched there over along the boards. As Roski's going to come out with it. Tries to clear it out of the zone. Now she's going to get it back. Pushes it out to neutral ice. Now over to Stang. As Roski finds a slippery spot and she goes down. Look how nice the ref is. Gives her stick back. And Larson sends it back to Roski. Roski trying to push it up ice to Mead. Now out to neutral ice where Hutch tries to get it out of there, but Mead's there to stop it, and she sends it down into the zone. As Lensmeyer backhands it into the zone. And Hutch taps it, sends it down deep. And they'll get icing with 12:26 remaining in the game. Lensmeyer to face off. Puck comes out. Shot there. Deflects it. Deflected. Now back out to Wirtz. Wirtz from the point. Fires one down. Almost tipped in by Lensmeyer. Puck comes out to Barton. And Thielen trying to push it in there as the puck scoots by the front of the goalie. Hutch goes to clear it out. As Olmstead gets it, she's going to bring it into the zone. Tries to send one over, has it deflected into the boards, gets tied up with the Hutch player. Now she gets it, tries to backhand one in, deflected by their goalie. But Hutch is going to grab it back. Lensmeyer bodying up, gets it back to Barton. Now Barton skates in. She's going to fire a shot. Puck's loose. Goalie didn't see where that one went. It almost went up in the air and went back in the net. That one deflected. 11:20 remaining. As the puck's loose again, Hutch is going to pick it up. Sends it into the zone, met by Roski. Roski's going to grab it. Now she's going to turn, brings it up, sends it to Hess at neutral ice. Hutch gets it back. Comes into the zone. Met by Larson and Maddie. Now Roski sends it across over to Larson. Larson skating along the boards, gets it out to neutral ice. Now dumps it down into the zone. 10:40 left in the game. Roski able to keep it in the zone. As Hutch then snaps it out. St. John's going to pick it up back in the far ice. She tries to clear it out. Hutch steals it away, but then Roski comes in and grabs it, and here she comes up the ice, cross now into the zone. Around another player, takes a shot and in. Coast to coast. And River Lakes will take a one-score lead off a Roski goal. Stang will face off. There's Mead and Lily, Wirtz and Barton on the ice. As Barton goes to bring it up, she gets tackled. No call. As Stang battles that one out, Hutch comes out with it. Mead trying to get a stick in on it. That one she does. Knocks it back to Barton. Barton sends it across to Wirtz. Wirtz pushes it up to Stang. That one gets tipped back to neutral ice. Stang turns, gets it back, sends it back into the zone. Stang skates over. She's able to pick it up in the corner. Goes for a centering pass. There she fires one off the pipe. Almost got her own rebound back again. Now Mead's going to pick it up. As the goalie's messing with Lily there, she was trying to work in front of the goal, and the goalie just stuck her stick up into Lily's armpit. And it looks like Hutch goes to the sin bin for slashing, which will be a River Lakes power play. Sponsored by the Wash House of Painesville. Puck comes back to Roski. Roski to Larson. Larson tries to fire one down, but has it blocked by Hutch, and they're going to send it down as Roski races down to pick it up. She'll pick it up, sends it up to Holmscheid. Holmscheid tips it with her stick and sends it into the zone. And they're going to call icing. I thought the Hutch player tipped it there after. I guess not. 8:51 remaining. 1:35 left in the power play. As Lensmeyer faces up. Hutch tries to send one down. That one's blocked. They send another one, blocked by Larson. Larson gets the puck, goes to send it forward. It's going to go out to neutral ice where Hutch is going to pick it up. And here they come into the zone. Goes for a shot, buzzes past the front of Hansen. Rebounded by Olmscheid as she goes to bring it up ice. Now into the zone. Hutch grabs it behind the net. Fires it up. That one's going to go all the way down. They wave off icing, obviously, because of the power play. Morosky picks it up. Skates around one defender, goes around another one, and comes up and goes around, and they're going to call offsides as Barton appeared to have gotten a little excited and crossed the blue line before Roski got there. St. John goes to face off, sends the puck across over to Wirtz. Wirtz backhands it up, and it comes back to her. As Barton races over there, gets it back to Wirtz. Now Wirtz sends it across over to Maddie. Maddie at neutral ice taps it into the zone. Hutch gets it back, sends it back out as Wirtz will race back and grab it. Wirtz sends it across over to Barton. Barton sends it out to St. John. Now back to Barton. Barton trying to send it down into the zone. That time she does. And Hutch sends it back out. They'll have to reset. And we're back to full strength for Hutch with 7:07 remaining. Hutch taps it out to neutral ice. Larson comes in off the bench, sends it forward to St. John. St. John backhands it into the zone, and we'll get a line change. Now Hutch comes up, skates into the zone, goes for a shot, deflected by Hanson, rebounded and sent in. And we're back to 4-4. .6:42 left, tied up 4-4. As the puck drops, Hutch pushes it forward. Now Meade gets it, trying to get it out of the zone, or into the zone, I should say, but Hutch slaps it back, and now here they come into the zone, takes a shot, deflected by Hanson.
Scoring for the Tigers.
Now sent back to Larson. Larson around one player. Here she comes up the ice. She's got some open room, and she's got Meade with her. She fires one down. Meade's going to get the rebound. Goes for a centering shot, as Stang was almost there for it. But now Hutch turns, and now they're going to come up. Met by Roski and Larson, plus Meade. Meade comes up and says, nope. Gets it to Roski. Here comes Roski up the ice. She's got a 1-on-2 around one player. Now brings it behind the net, looking for her options. Skates around the top, fires one down, blocked by their goalie. As Hutch gets it back, Lensmeyer taps it back into the zone. But Hutch is going to bring it up across neutral ice, met by Olmscheid. As Lensmeyer sends it, or sorry, Barton sends it to Lensmeyer. 5:15 remaining. Puck goes out in front, tapped away by Barton, rebounded by Thielen. Now Barton sends it up to Olmscheid. Now she sends it back to Wirtz. Wirtz up to Thielen. And Hutch is going to get it back, trying to clear it out of the zone. And does. St. John gets it. Wirtz trying to knock it back in there. St. John races over to it, tries to take off with it. We get a line change as Hess sends it back in. Here comes Hutch into the zone. Larson ties her up. St. John sends it over to Roski. Roski's going to push ahead again. Now into the zone, comes around, comes out front, makes a move, takes a shot, deflected. Another one comes out, stopped by Hutch. As Larson fires one down, 4:08 remaining. Roski trying to send another one down there, has it deflected. Hutch goes to ice it. And it's going to wobble, 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 and we'll get icing with 3:59. Staying to face off, Lilly, Meade, Roski, and Larson on the ice. Puck comes back to Roski. Roski goes, fires one down, stopped by their goalie. Stang races over for it, but Hutch knocks it out of the zone, but Larson's right there to steal it back, gets it to Roski. Roski goes to push it down. Now Stang backhands it into the zone. Now it's knocked back out. Roski's going to pick it up. She's going to turn around, get everybody situated. Now she's going to bring it into the zone. There's a collision. That girl shakes her head. As Hutch knocks it now down into her zone. Roski sends it up to Larson. Larson's going to push it forward. They got a 3-on-2 coming into the zone. Larson goes around one player, comes up, takes a shot, deflected by their goalie, and in! And then River Lakes will take a goal lead over Hutch with just 3:07 remaining in the game. 28 shots on goal for River Lakes. 12 shots on goal for Hutch. As the puck's knocked over, Hutch knocks it down to Barton. Barton sends it up to Olmscheid. Olmscheid tips it, knocks it down into the zone. Puck along the boards. Tries to get a centering pass. Lensmeyer with it now, trying to get it to Thielen, but it got tied up. Olmscheid sends it out to Wirtz. Wirtz sends it across over to Barton. Barton sends one down, deflected. Puck into the corner as Lensmeyer is going to try battling out with and Thielen to help. 2:15 remaining. Wirtz steals that one away. Keeps it in the zone. Hutch gets it back and sends it out. That one's going to wobble down. Barton's going to chase. 2 minutes remaining. Barton turns, goes back behind the net. Now she's going to push forward. Gets it to St. John. St. John sends it back up to Barton. Barton brings it in the zone. She'll fire. Deflected. Goes back behind the net. 1:42 remaining. Now staying on the defense. That one, Mead skates in. Stops that one from happening. Puck goes back to their point. Fires down just past Hansen's 5-hole and goes through. And we're all tied up again with 1:25 remaining. As Stang faces off, puck goes over. Picked up by Hutch. Now Roski. Roski over to Stang. Stang neutral ice, trying to push it forward. Sends it up to St. John. St. John has it at the blue line. There she knocks it into the zone. Now down to Mead. Mead fires, deflected up into the boards. Minute remaining. Puck back to Roski. Roski using the board, sends it up to Stang. Hutch gets it, trying to send it back. Roski gets it, sends it back down into the zone. And we'll get icing on that one with 44 seconds remaining. Lensmeyer to face off. Puck goes to Roski. Roski's going to turn and bring it up the ice. Here she comes into the zone. Makes a move, takes a shot off the pipe. And now here comes Hutch. Hutch brings it up with 29 seconds remaining. Stopped by Larson. Sent out to their point. Point fires. Stopped by Thielen. Now Roski again. She's going to skate around a player. Now she brings it up. Tries to get it to Lensmeyer. They're going to knock it down into the zone. 10 seconds remaining. Puck's going to get sent down to the opposite end. And they'll get icing with 3.7 seconds remaining in the game. Lensmeyer to face off. Puck comes back to Wirtz, and that'll end the game with a 5-5 tie. We'll be back shortly for the varsity game.